It's a joke.
So
No. Basically, no. I really think seriously. If you want to be a company that brands, first you need to have leadership that has the guts to actually make a choice and say, okay, this is who we are. We are not just going to go out and do this, that, and build up a strong position everywhere in the world. No, we are going to make a decision. This is who we are, and this is who we are not. So we are focusing on this market. I think in Japan there's a tendency to try to get it all and be something for everyone. Branding is making clear choices. That requires clear leadership.
Okay, this morning I talked with Kimoto. Why Japanese people is they just only focus on next 3 months instead of 5 years? Oh, this is one key to solve solution.
Because there is no long-term strategy.
How about you? Overseas people not like that? Short-sighted or long-sighted? Brand is very much,
It's long-sighted.
very much concerned about long-sighted.
Yeah.
Japanese is every 3 months is just only focus on, right? Okay, you want to buy this product, this is just sustainable next 5 years. Japanese people will not buy. It's more hot, technology, hot issues, only concerned about short-sighted, everything. Like that. How do you think about that aspect?
I think it's basically.
One example is Uno School. I just focus on next 5 years. Not tomorrow, but nobody watches this kind of shows. Just only focus on short sighted. I can't. I want to speak English now. No, you cannot. You need to be patient next 5 years. But nobody cannot be patient, right? How do you think?
Yeah, long-term vision requires you to actually think long-term where you want to be, and I don't think anybody sees any.
Japan.
Yeah. So I think that basically in Japan people are not looking at the long term because they are not thinking long term. Why? Because they will see where they are going based on where other people are going. So there is no leader here who is saying, okay,
follower.
We're following. Everybody's following. So we are just following the trend.
America?
Following America, following what's happening in Japan. But who is a real leader who says, okay, we're going in this direction?
It's very interesting. Follow. Really?
Yeah.
I thought Korean following, but Japanese people too?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that we are following.
Okay. Really?
What is your feeling?
I don't think Japanese following. Japanese is very reluctant to do anything innovative.
Yeah.
They don't want to change. And they are just watching only the tomorrow.
But actually, like that really sells short a lot of people in.
I never heard about Japanese people who focus on 2025. Everybody watching 2020 only. And China they just announced 2025 manufacturing. They focus on 2049. Okay, we're going to next 40 years. We just make an effort to develop our.
Because if they don't do that, it's kind of like going this way.
Exactly.
And China is creating a clear line, and this is where we're going, and this is why they are. Why they are gaining speed.
China has. It means China has brand. Right?
They have a brand. They have a brand, and they have very strong leadership.
So what are you going to do? This is just. It's amazing. You're just talking about Japanese follower. Is follow. Are you sure? Idling,
but they're also looking at what other people are doing, and then they're going in the same direction. They do not feel the need. Okay, we are going in this direction.
But I tell you, just
really?
following Japanese following actually product and technology, everything else they follow.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're basically in technology. We're trying to build up new technology, and I think Japan is really good at that.
Japanese, they do not know anymore.
making new
They
technology?
discarded? No. No, they don't do that. Anything technology, just advancing or something, made in Japan? No, I don't think so. China, United States.
But
yes,
why?
yes.
Okay, so Japan developed a lot of new technology, and
Before.
yeah, like they developed the hybrid car. I think
before.
Japan was the first one to develop
Not now.
hybrid technology, or did they use it from
No,
somebody else?
nothing. Past 10 years.
Hmm.
Show me something. We don't have any invented anything at all. Or even if Japan, they do not follow on any kind of technology, anything else. Don't do nothing.
Hmm.
Do nothing at all. This is my observation. And also they just observing only tomorrow, not 5 years, not 10 years later. They want to, okay, if you're going to do something, oh, we need to decide to do something next 5 years later, we're going to build something like China. Japanese people never do that. Okay, current system is very old. They try to innovate system. They try to train programmers. That's all. So what? No, you don't think about the current system. You need to consider for future, technology. What's AI? What's going on? But none of the report is written. And its reason is leader or consumers. They just only concern tomorrow. They don't concern about 5 years later. Okay, they don't care 5 years later.
Because they don't want to lead, they don't want to stand out, I think.
Exactly. Education the same, and everything the same. In the company, they don't have interest in 5 years later, right? So, okay, before World War II, Japanese is everybody ask question for children. What you going to be? Okay, I'm in the military general. I'm going to be the prime minister before World War II. But now is they want to what you going to be? I'm baseball player. I'm going to be something like that. Very like a
AV talent.
exactly. This kind of thing.
YouTuber.
Yeah, YouTuber. And I just saw the YouTuber.
Now, first one is a public officer.
Ah!
Seven,
Number
seven.
2 is a YouTuber. So is
Seven.
it? I mean, this question is
A public officer, really?
Yeah.
A young kid?
I agree.
Yes.
Really?
First one is a public officer, like a 地方公務員 local government
Oh
officer.
no, this is that you say. This is university graduate. University graduate.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not.
Not the child. University graduate.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry.
But the basic, I agree with you. So this is a problem.
For a young
Yeah,
person
that's a
to aim,
problem, you know?
yeah, that's really a
Number
problem.
one is a local government officer. Second one is YouTuber.
How about woman?
Probably I think woman is a how the woman wanna be.
Children.
Children.
Really?
I don't know.
But in Japan, they don't get any children.
No, boy is he want to going to be the baseball player, more
Yes,
they want to
player.
get rich, and also YouTuber. Their opinion, but woman is different. She want to work at some hairdresser, and some person say nurse.
Really?
Yeah.
But nurse, actually, it was when I was in primary school. There were also a lot of kids who wanted to be a teacher or a nurse or I don't know,
It's, I
things
think
like
normal. So
Yeah.
in my case, so I wanna be a fighter pilot.
that. Oh, I wanted to be
In my
Superman.
case.
I think this is
Superman or car mechanic.
This is I think education fault. For education fault, they didn't give them dream,
Mm.
right? They didn't give them dream.
Well, if
And,
your dream, if you are leaving school and your dream is to become a public officer, then
No dream.
Public.
I tell
Like,
you,
I mean,
because
that should be something
whenever
after you're
whenever
40
you
or
join the
something.
firm, how do you think about next 10 years later? Nobody ask any kind of question. Nobody asks a question. What is going to be the next 20 years later? Nobody think about that. 20 years old person, when you 40s, what you going to be? That's the reason why they are going to reach into 40 early retirement, kick them out. Right?
issue.
And also the top people of the company, they don't want to change. They be patient. Next 3 to 4 years, he can get a retirement money. That's all they are concerned about. That. It's stupid, right? So how are we going to build a brand? This is very close relating. Building brand, just I told you, 20 years, 30 years. This is Apple, the patient for 20, 30 years, right? And sort of thing we need to consider for long range strategy.
They always had a very clear brand strategy, and they always had a loyal group of followers, people who, but their group grew and grew and grew and became really mainstream.
I'm always thinking about 5 years later, 10 years later. But my wife never say, you need to get money tomorrow. He asked me, how are we going to survive? Oh, that's true.
Yeah, making money is also important.
And she always say, if you go outside from tomorrow, you can get more money, like 4,000 yen per hour instead of 20,000. But you should go start to work now. You can find out any job if you're going to chasing for 4,000 yen per hour. Any company will hire you. This is family approach. So losing dream.
So what are you dreaming about? Just お金ちょうだい.
Yeah.
Not okane. Dream is no dream. Okane is no dream. This
No.
dream is how we're going to contribute to like for something more valuable issue, right? So longer the better. Like Mac is 30 years later, maybe founder they think about 20, 30 years later, they want to going to be established for that tech giant, okay, to contribute to the rest of the world. That's the reason why they got big brand. This is this kind of thought, big brand, okay. This kind of thought is appearing in Japanese market, Japanese people. Everybody was observing short sight. This is my. I think this is a very big problem.
Yeah, the only way that you can really get around this is by making something that is that's just completely new, like Elon Musk.
By the way, you are sitting there every week. This video is just face is just 1,000, and some many cases disappeared. This screen, okay? But this screen, always he's swaying back, so his face is disappeared. Just only voices, coming from screen. No face. Okay, but anyway, how do you think? Yeah, how do you think?
Yeah, I think that branding is absolutely necessary for a company in order to build.
No, my aspect is the long range is mandatory, but many Japanese they do.
Yeah, of course, because this is the line, the long-term strategy that you're following, and this is this is your identity. This is who you are, who you want to be. This is what your employees.
Exactly, this is my point. Who you are, which your company will going to be. Like Fujitsu NEC, who you are. Okay, I don't ask you today. Don't ask you tomorrow. But what company is going to be next 3 to 5 years? Nobody have any kind of questions. Nobody telling about 3 years strategic planning. Okay, they make a 3 years strategic planning. Just as it is. What is the goal then?
We're gonna improve this 5%, this 3%, this.
That's right. This is my question.
There is no identity there. There's no branding. Nothing. There's no.
Good point. Now is we break. Yeah, because this is computer is spend a lot of memory. So 1 hour.
すごいね。
What is this one?
Yeah.